Hey folks, just going to give you some quick updates on the ARP project. We've started actually writing some of the software for it now, the control software and whatnot. We've also got our RC vehicle ready, the land-based one that we're using for the initial testing. The reason we're using an RC car for the early testing is because if something goes wrong with an RC car, the worst that happens is it hits a curb, unlike a plane or a blimp where it falls out of the sky or flies off into the distance or whatnot. So for early testing, that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be on an RC car, and we'll use that to get our initial control systems in place. Because eventually we want to be able to SSH in via a 3G connection, but we have to make sure that that will be fast enough with my shitty 3G service from Wind and whatnot. So we're gonna see how all that works first on a land-based vehicle before we move to an air-based vehicle. Once we have the payload computer and the payload package with all the sensors working on a land-based vehicle, we're then going to strip it back as much as we can. We'll have a spec that's basically built off of that new unit, and based on that specification, we'll strip it all down to the bare necessities, and based on the weight of that final package, we'll then pick our aerial platform. We're aiming for a blimp because that's best case scenario, but we may end up going with a plane or even possibly a helicopter-based platform. We've seen some pretty neat quad helicopter drone units and stuff. The problem with the helicopters is battery life, but they have such incredible lift. The nice thing too, though, with a package like this, we can have it modular, attach it to different aerial platforms, and that's another route that we're going to be looking at. But today we're going to look at software. I'm going to show you some stuff. There's not really much here, but just in terms of what we're planning on doing. So let me give you, let me turn it over here to my computer. Okay, there you go. So this is my laptop here that you're seeing. Hopefully it's not too blurry. And so I've got it connected with a crossover cable to our computer here. So you can see that's the payload package. That's just plugged right into my computer. So I can SSH in, and there we go. Welcome to the ARP1 project, and you'll see the last login date and everything there. So here you can see we've got a full install of Backtrack on here, Backtrack 4 Release 2, and we're hoping to strip down some of the stuff that we're not going to be using. So removing packages that we definitely know we're not going to be using. Bluetooth, we're probably not going to be using at all. So all the Bluetooth-based stuff will probably go. And there's certain things like I'm not going to be using IDA Pro on here, not likely. So stuff like that can be removed. But there's also stuff we're adding, like here. This is the ARP directory. So this is all the stuff that's specific to the ARP project. I don't know if you can actually read that, but there's three main categories of software that we're writing for it. This control software is the one on the left there, and that's anything to do with controlling the vehicle, with us being able to log in, anything like that, control stuff. The second category is monitor software. So, for example, I've got this one program here, GPSD, which is my the GPS daemon that I've written, which will run in the background at all times, pulling data from the GPS unit we have. It uses USB serial, so I can just literally read from it, and the GPS daemon will always be running in the background to pass along GPS information to any of our other programs that need that GPS data, those data points. For example, for automation, the autonomous mode navigation will use GPS points to let us fly it to a specific area via autonomous mode. There's also, if I go back, or you can just see it at the top there, the Opper, which is you can see here, there's nothing in here yet, but this is where, let me clear that. There you go. So this is where all the programs that are specific to our tasks will be. So task-based operations will be in here. So scanning programs, any program that any of our operators write will go in here under the user tab there. So each user will get their own. You can see the two people that are working on it right now, Doug and Jeff. So the two of us will be able to write our own programs, and any other operator can write their own scripts or programs, and they'll be able to keep it in here. And anyone else can obviously use other people's scripts if they want to, but that way it's all nicely organized. So those are the three main areas that we're going to be working on before the beta release and before it goes onto the aircraft. So control operations, so that will include the autonomous mode. That'll include any of the any client-based login stuff that we're doing, where we can control the vehicle remotely. Then there's the monitor stuff, which is using all our various sensors, monitoring stuff, and then there's also our operator-specific stuff, which is in here. There's also obviously a ton of scanning programs and software that comes with Backtrack, and we'll be using those as well. A lot of the time we'll be using those by calling them from scripts, and those scripts will be part of the operator section, the operator subdirectory here. So that's all we have for today. Oh, actually no, I lied. That's not all we have. We've also got one more thing that we're working on, which is using this little boy here, which is it's an Arduino, and we've compiled Arduino support into our build here. So not only can we attach an Arduino and attach stuff to the Arduino to use as our controller for the aircraft or for the remote control vehicle of any type, really, but also we'll be able to write Arduino sketches to the board while it's moving, while it's in the air, because we have the Arduino software, the IDE, right on the actual payload box. So we're not sure exactly what we're going to do with it, or if we're going to use it, but it's a neat way of extending it, and at the very least, we'll have it in our beta, so that we have an option for more extended capabilities, which is pretty neat. It's neat that we can not only use an Arduino, but write new software to the Arduino while in operation, essentially, because we've actually got an even more powerful computer on board that can then write to it. So that's pretty much it for now.